Hello, I'm Terry. You're watching Crafty Clefty. Thank you for joining me. I made this little butterfly wall hanging. And if you like it, want to make something similar, then stay tuned and watch the video. It's coming right up. Now, for this project, you're going to need 2 or 3 napkins. I picked this pattern. I thought it was pretty. And I need a 10, the shape you want. And I cut the handle off because I could not get it off. So we'll get a new handle. And you're going to need like a sponge brush, maybe a paintbrush. You're going to need some Mod Podge. And something to poke, something to smooth. And we are going to Mod Podge. Now I went ahead, I cut a square out. And I'm going to turn this upside down. I'm going to turn my picture upside down. And I'm going to put it on the back. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a pen and trace around, or maybe a pencil, trace around it. That way, I will know just how big it needs to be. But I'm also just going to cut into the areas because I don't want it overlapping. So I am cutting. And if it's not exactly even, that is just fine. But I am going to. And then I'm going to cut it down a little bit further. That way, because I'm going to make this 1 ply. Because if you don't make it 1 ply, you're going to have some problems. We're not going to use that. So, we're going to several 1 plies. And now I'm going to turn this right side up. And the napkin right side up, we're going to place it. And we can cut a little more. We do not want wrinkles or anything like that. So go ahead and cut it down. And we're going to do the sides last. Okay, I'm not going to use the pencil on this. I am going to cut a little bit more off, not much. And then I am going to begin to put a thin layer of glue, and around the edges, you want it really good around the edges. So, we're not doing the sides yet, just the inside. And just smooth it. Just keep on. It works good with the brush. I mean a sponge. Okay, now I can get all the corners but not the sides yet. And I've got this here, and I'm going to start cutting it down a little bit. You don't need all that. Okay. Okay, I'm just cutting. With this, I'm just going to put down here and then smooth it out. Oh, you may want a glove to help smooth. That way you're less likely to make it tear. And what we're going to, I'll show you, once I get this down, I will show you what we're going to do with these tools here. I got this in here, and I traced it around, cut it out. Now I have to get the, make it one ply, otherwise it's not going to be that good. So, here, let me. Now, I gotta put the Mod Podge, more Mod Podge on, and when you do this, make sure that the Mod Podge, that your previous napkin is all the way down on all the sides. And we're going to put more Mod Podge in here. And get it all the way to the sides. Now some of mine has little bare spots. I'm putting more glue in here. And just do what you did before. Get every nook and cranny. Every spot. And if you got a spot that's coming up, go ahead, put glue down there, and then spread it back down. Like I did there. I had a little spot that was coming up. Okay, now I'm going to take this napkin and I'm going to pin it in. Now I traced it from the back and that turned out to be a little bit of a problem because the two sides are not exactly even. So anyway, I'm trying to get this all even. And I'm going to pounce it down into the glue. little. Make sure you don't have air bubbles. Now we're going to have a little bit of wrinkles, but we don't want really too much. And just keep pouncing it down. Now all the areas that was bare is no longer bare. And hopefully you're going to be able to see underneath there. So it's going to be two layers. And just keep pouncing it down. And I'm trying to get all the bubbles out. And if there is a bubble, take a pen and just poke it. Just poke it. And then pounce it down. Okay, I'll have this back on. I'll turn you back on in just a few minutes. Now this isn't totally dry yet, but I've been cutting out little flowers from the napkin. And let's see, I got 3 of them cut out. So I'm going to put one here on top of the pink. I have it against the edge. Make it kind of pop out a little bit more. So I did there. And now I'm going to have to get rid of some of this white and cut more around the flower. Now I took a little piece, and while the edge was still wet with Mod Podge, I put it inside there. And then I'm going to do the same with the flat edge. I'm going to have the flower on the sides. The flowers are going to be going up. So some of it's going to be white, some of it's going to be green. We're going to have a little blue there because of this flower arrangement. So I'm going to start pinning mine on. And you just follow, well, let's see. Some of this is starting to dry, so I need to put more Mod Podge on the side. And I'm going to connect this together, white on white. Well, okay, I do better when it's like this, facing me. And this is just going to be like that. And then press it down and keep it on the side. and just keep working it down. Just have it, just press it in there. You see how this is looking? Just keep pressing it in. And you just take your time with it. And you can always add more glue. And if you get a bare spot, then just cut out a little flower and put it on top. Okay, so I'll be back when I get done doing this. Now, mistakes are just fine. Now, I forgot to single this, and it was coming up. So, I gotta take all this out. And I have this tool here. Just go underneath here. And it helps to rise it up. And that's what happens when you don't single the layers. Some of this is starting to come up. And be careful, I'm going to put more glue down. And see this. Now, I'm going to have to work with that. I'm going to put some more on. And because this kind of came up when I was taking off things off, I'm going to put a little bit more glue in there. Get it all in there. And then push it down. Push it down. Now, this is fine. This looks like it's going to be fine. This part down here is double, but it's not lifting up, so it may be just fine. So I got to start from square one again. And this is singled. And I'm going to start gluing it down. I added another coat of Mod Podge. And you can see I need to continue to let this dry. But I'm going to do the sides now to make it look finished. I have 4 pieces of single strips I'm going to use. And I'm going to put this on the side. Well, not staying up. So I'm going to just do it this way. And don't forget to clean your brush. That's very important, otherwise it's going to get stiff on you. Okay, and take one. Now I don't think this side matters if this is upside down or right side up or sideways. I'm just going to put it down here. And just let it be. Put this in here. And go around. Okay, then I'm going to do the same to the other sides. Well, when I get done doing the rest of this, then I will show you what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. I got Mod Podge over it. I gotta clean this. I gotta clean it. And for that we will use an emery board or sandpaper or something. So that's what we're going to do and make it look finished. And plus we're going to add a tag. And I'll be right back. Now this is smooth up here, not in back yet. And whatever way you're going, make sure this front is dry. And it's flopping over this way. So you want to move your piece this way here. And you see how that went? And you do that all the way around and on bottom too. But on bottom, I'd make sure this is all the way dry. That's what it looks like, all finished. Now it does have little bumpy areas where it's not quite even on some are a little bit sharp, but that you can't do anything about. So just kind of touch up any place. If you want to add more decoration to it, you can. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to put different flowers in here and see what it looks like. And then I will show you what I decide, if I decide. So I'll be right back. Now I found some twine. Well, I don't know where it's at. But I got my flowers I'm going to put in here. Now this has to be glued in, so I'm going to use a stronger glue, maybe some hot glue. And I also have some flowers here, these little ones, a couple of them. And I will show you what it looks like when I am done putting all this together. You put it together any way you like, however you want, and I will be right back. And that's all in, and it's all glued. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it upside down. I have some felt for bottoms, and I'm just going to put the felt on Oh. Okay. Well, I gotta get the paper off so it will stick. There we go. I'm gonna put it on top. I'm going to do that with all 4 corners. So, and then we're going to put the string on. Okay, these are all on. That way it doesn't scratch up your wall while it's hanging, because this is metal. And I am going to put this string in. I chose green. This is plastic. And I'm just going to put it through one side. Okay. I'm just going to pull it tight. And make sure you're in there. I'm going to pinch this side. And I'm going to put it through the hole. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut this end off and I'm going to tie it. Like this end I'm going to tie. But I need to know how big to make it. So we measure to see what you want. Because I made this extra long. So I'm just going to tie this. I'm not cutting it. I don't have to, I don't think. Now I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to do it again. Now that's a nice big hole. We want the knot to be bigger than the hole. Okay. Now on this side, we'll make it even. So the strings are about the same size. And I've got enough here I can play with just fine. That should be good. Now I'm going to do it again. Double knot it, make a nice big knot. Now I gotta cut the ends off. And we will be done. Yeah, the knots are bigger than the hole. So, and if you don't want it this big, you can always make sure it's smaller. So, anyway, and I will show you the last part in just a minute. Okay, now I cut this short, but there is a slight tail on both of them. I'm going to take my glue. Now you should have gloves on for this, but I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit of glue onto here. If I can get it out. Doesn't need much. Okay. And this side too. Now, I have to get something, clean this off. So, we're done. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time for another project. Thank you. Bye-bye.